Hey, how y'all doing out there in YouTube land? This is part two of the Recon 1 build. The Recon 1 tuning lube and the Snaggletooth install. So let's get busy. Alright. Let's see what I need. A flat tip. Alright. That's how we're going to set it up on there. Just like that. That screw won't work. I was trying to use this same part again. I like to use this part. Boom. All installed. Now let's make it tight. Does that come with a T8? A little smaller. Oh, it's a wrench. That's what they give you this for. Okay. Okay, makes sense now. Right there. That's nice and tight. All done. Keep these parts together in case you ever want to go back. You don't want to lose your parts. I always like to put parts back in the exact same bag that the Snaggletooth parts came out of, and then I keep all the parts together. So it came out of this bag. Alright. Alright, well that's it for that. That's it for that, people. That's a real short video. I might get the ring for it too. But then again, I may not. Because sometimes I not like having the ring. Because I want to be a little bit more, yeah, I don't think I am going to, because I have the other one with the ring if I want to carry one with the ring. So I think I'll just leave this one like this. It'll be the one I can carry to work or carry anywhere I want to. It's all blacked out. It'll hide away nicely in my pocket. And it's a very good self-defense folder. Very good. Highly recommend this one and the Voyager and the SR1. The SR1 also. The SR1, the Voyager, and the Recon 1 all in Tantos. I would say probably are my three favorite Tanto folders out of all Tanto folders that anybody makes. I like those three probably the best. That's why I keep buying these. I have a whole bunch of these. Not this is my first one that's a GSM one, but I have a whole bunch of original Cold Steel ones. I have a whole bunch of Oz 8 ones, a whole bunch of S35EN ones, and I have a whole bunch of CTS 6HP ones in all the different sizes, from the XL to the smallest, to the mini Recons. The Recon one has always been one of my favorites. This and the Tau War and the Voyagers. And for the big knives, I've always like the holdouts. I left out the holdouts. Got to bring in the holdouts, and the American Lawman. But the American Lawman, I don't really think of it as a self-defense folder. I think of it more like it's sort of like taking the place of what the 80-20.5 does. It's like it's a utility knife to me. That could also be a great self-defense folder if need be. But I think of the American Lawman as being more like a utility knife, sort of like an 80-10. 80-10 is like a big utility knife to me. Same thing with the 4MAX. 4MAX is like a big giant utility knife. That could also be a good self-defense folder. But when I think of real self-defense folders, I think it's knives that are lighter in weight. Because to me, in order to be a great self-defense folder, you shouldn't weigh too much. Because when you start getting too heavy, that's when you start taking away the speed somebody has with their hands. Because they're having to handle the weight of the knife. The lighter the knife is, and the longer the knife is, I think the better it is. But it has to have a strong lock also. And that's one reason why I've always liked the Triad so much, because I know it's not a fidgety lock. I get all that. I know it's not a fidgety lock, but it is a combat lock. It is a self-defense lock. It is a lock that's made for dire situations or extreme situations where you need your knife to be exceptionally strong. And the only knife that really does that is the Triad. The Triad and the Deadbolts. To me, those are like the knives that are, can handle a lot of stress. And Axis locks too. Axis locks can handle a lot of stress too. But Axis lock has a weakness. So if it hits real hard on the palm, while the blade's in the lock position, the blade can the lock bar can bounce back, and the Axis lock can come forward and fold in on your hand. So with a knife like an Axis lock, you never hit anything on the pommel of the knife with the pommel of the knife when the blade's extended. Now, if the blade's closed, that's a different story. Then you hit something like this all day long. But like if you have a window breaker or something like that on your knife with a crossbar lock, like my 391 BK. My 391 BK has a window breaker on it. I would not use that window breaker with the blade extended. I love the 391 BK. I love all my Benchmade Axis locks. I love the Axis lock, but I understand how the Axis lock works. I'm not saying that makes me want to not carry a knife with the Axis lock. I'm just saying I respect the way that it works. And I know that if you hit real hard on the pommel of the knife, that Axis lock can bounce down, and the blade can come down and cut you up. I respect that, so I don't do that with that kind of knife. With this the kind of knife, you can do anything you want with this one. Because the Triad lock is pretty much impact proof. It's like, you could hit the pommel, you could I don't know, you just do all kinds of crazy mess with a Triad lock knife. But the downside to a Triad lock knife though is that it's not as fidget friendly. And most people, I think, that are like me, they like to fidget a lot. And that's one reason why we're always attracted to knives that have real good lock types that are great for fidgeting. Like the new Shark lock, for example. My new favorite lock. I love the Shark lock, I love the XR lock, I love the Axis lock, I love the Able lock. I love them all. I love the plunge locks, if they're well made. Not all plunge locks are equal though. It sounds like an Axis lock. I think it must be easier to make a good Axis lock knife than it is to make a good plunge lock knife. Because I've experienced a lot of plunge lock knives where they always have blade play. And it's like when you get one like that new Civivi Cogent, That's an awesome knife. I think I haven't experienced any other makers that make plunge locks in that price bracket, except for maybe Kaiser, because my Kaiser sway back, the swag sway back, that one's beautifully made too. But the knife is just too small for me to really get into. But that one Kaiser, so if they make other plunge lock knives, I would expect those to be nice too. So it looks like Kaiser knows how to make a good plunge lock, but Civivi has perfected it with the Kogents. The Kogents and the Altus, those two knives are awesome plunge lock knives. And the one I like out of those two is the Kogent, because the Kogent fits my hand. The Altus is a little bit too small, but I love the knife though. It's a beautiful knife. But this one right here, to me, I've been carrying these knives since they first came out. And I can't even remember what year that was. But when they first came out, that's when I started carrying these, the Oz 8 ones. And I showed it to you guys the other day. My first one. Because I think I got the Voyager first. The Voyager was first, and then came the Recon 1. That was the next one I got. When they came out with these, and they had the G10 handles and stuff. It was like, to me, it was like a step up above a Voyager. It was like the same knife, only made with better materials to me. And so that's why I've always thought of the Recon 1 as compared to like a Voyager, because they're both the exact same size, and they feel a lot like, they feel the same in the hand. They both they have the same cutting potentials and stuff like that. They both got hollow ground Tanto blades with flat ground or chisel ground tips. Excellent knives. But I always loved G10. Even though I like the way that the Voyager handle, to me the Voyager handle's a little bit nicer shaped than this one. But it doesn't matter. I still like the way G10 feels in my hand as opposed to the Grivery. If they made Voyagers with Grivery handle scales, that would be like a perfect knife. A Voyager with Grivery handle scales, I think that would be perfect. And I'd rather have, let's say Grivery, no, I mean G10. A Voyager with G10 handle scales. And get rid of the Grivery and just replace it, make the knife, the same way. Just make it with G10 handle scales. Because I like having the heat-treated aluminum liners. For some reason, to me, the Voyager with its heat-treated aluminum liners, just like all the other cold steels with heat-treated aluminum liners, they're smooth, like extra smooth. They're even smoother than like the ones like this one with just G10 scales, as opposed to having liners in it also. But I just love these knives. This one's heavier though. This one's heavier than my other ones. And I don't even know why it's heavier. They're made exactly the same. There's no reason for it to be heavier. I don't know, maybe if they're using some more dense material. I don't know if the G10 is more dense or something, or if S35VN is heavier than... Cause I compared it to a CTS XHP Recon 1 that I always carried, with the one with all the stuff on it. And in my original Recon 1, and it was heavier than both of those. Those both weighed like either 5.2 or 5.3 ounces, and this one was 5.6. Awesome. That comes out with authority. I'll let you know it's there. And these pocket snags on these work really good. Excellent knife. I'm gonna cut this one off. I know I've been rambling for a while, huh? Because we got through with what we had to do on this one really quick. But I'm gonna make another video probably today. But I'm not gonna release it today. I'll probably release it, I don't know, in a couple of days or something like that. This one I'll release today. I want to make another video because I got a package of something I want to share with y'all. And I'm going to open it up now so I can start carrying it. But I don't want to release the video now because I'm going to release this one now. I'll show you the package. Boom. There it is there. Coming from DLT Trading. Wonder what that could be. All right. Peace out, Stiletto. Y'all have a good one.